everybody, Dan here on Drum Talk TV to announce a brand new show. It's called Plugged into Hearing Health, and I'm here with Doctors Michelle and Eric, who are audiologists. I'm just the guy with poor hearing, so they're going to tell you all about what we're going to talk about.
So we can't wait to talk to you on these live shows, and we're going to talk all things hearing health, whether it's ear protection, tinnitus, in-ear monitors, whatever you want to talk about related to music, drumming, hearing health. We're here to have that conversation.
And we love to hear your input. So any topics you're interested in, feel free to reach out. We'll talk about it.
Absolutely. And I'm in the market for new hearing aids because one of my dogs chewed up my other hearing aid. So maybe you folks can help guide me and kind of give that sort of guidance to the audience. And folks, you should not be ashamed if you need hearing aids. What really got me to get my first pair of hearing aids was I'm still friends with my 6th grade teacher. He's going to be 95. And I was spending a week with him out in LA, and I kept saying, what? And he said, don't you have hearing aids? I said, no. And he kind of yelled at me like when I was in 6th grade. And he said, you're doing everyone around you a disservice. And my whole last few years flashed before my ears, thinking I'm always asking my wife to repeat herself 3 times. By the 3rd time, she's yelling at me. So it isn't anything that anyone should let vanity get in the way of, right, Michelle and Eric?
Absolutely. We see people of all ages getting hearing aids and seeing it benefit people across the globe.
These days, hearing aids really are technology. They're not your grandfather's hearing aids. They're working with your iPhones. They're working with your iPads. They're streaming devices. There's so much they can do. They have AI technology built in them to help you hear in noise. I'm sure we'll talk about much more than hearing aids, but hearing aids are not what your grandparents' hearing aids were.
It's funny because when you say that, I hear my 19 grandchildren saying, yes, they are my grandfather's hearing aids. But we'll get into that.
Than when they were your grandfathers.
Right, exactly. And it's not just for musicians. You folks that go to clubs and concerts and everything, man, it can be so loud. And I remember coming home from concerts when I was a teenager and having that tinnitus in my ears for days. Now I have it fairly permanently now. And the more quieter a room is, the more I hear the tinnitus. Another thing that we'll talk about that I'm sure Michelle and Eric will give us guidance on is when I'm in a room, like a restaurant where there's a lot of ambient noise, I can't hear anything. It all just mushes together to this cacophony. And I've gotten really good at reading lips because I could be right across from somebody at a table and I can't hear them because the noise of the rest of the room, depending on the acoustics, is just overriding everything. So I'm sure there's some guidance you can give us on how to watch out for where to meet with people if you want to have a real conversation, and how to protect your hearing and what can be done once you have hearing damage. Because I have a feeling that most people that are going to watch the show already have some hearing damage. In fact, can you both tell us what percentage of people have hearing damage?
Well,
100?
The interesting thing is that it takes people on average about 7 years in between the time that they notice a problem until they actually start to do something about that problem with hearing, with hearing loss. So the people that walk through our door likely have had hearing difficulty for way longer than that appointment date.
For sure.
And going back to specifically what you were asking about, I think we should wait till the show to talk about it. But
we'll do that.
We have some tips and some advice for hearing in noise, hearing in restaurants, some things you can do. And I keep on my keychain my earplugs so that wherever I am, I can put them in when I need them, because we live in a loud world and our ears are constantly bombarded with a lot of sound, and at times that sound level is dangerous.
Absolutely. And don't be an idiot like me, folks. I waited like 50 some years before I said, I think I'll get hearing aids. So protect your ears. It's never too late, right?
Though. Not too late.
And bring your questions for us. We're happy to answer them. There's no silly question. There's no dumb question. It can all lead to good information.
Absolutely. We'll see you there, folks.